The Blennerhassett Hotel officially has a new owner. Our Chase Campbell talked to the buyer and the seller about what it means to pass the torch of owning the historic hotel.
The Blennerhassett Hotel and Spa officially changed hands Monday. For former owner Lee Rector, selling the Blennerhassett wasn't the original plan. Rector and Wayne Waldeck took over the 138-year-old hotel back in 2019. Rector says it started with an effort to brand the hotel with a national chain so guests could use loyalty points they'd racked up elsewhere at the Blennerhassett. Then Sean Taylor, founder of Taylor Hospitality, whom Rector and Waldeck met at a hospitality conference years ago.
He came and we sat down and had dinner, and is telling us that he had a colleague that had Wyndham hotels and heard that we may want to brand with the Wyndham Hotel. And he was willing to offer to purchase the hotel and I believe make it, it's called a Wyndham trademark or a soft sell.
Considering the sale, Rector says there were a few boxes any prospective buyer would have to check.
We love the hotel, we love our community, and we wanted to make sure three things happen: that the hotel stays as the Blennerhassett Hotel and Spa, and it remains a community venue for our community, and that all of our employees are in a safe place.
Ultimately, Taylor passed muster. Taylor Hospitality already has a foothold in West Virginia. The company manages golf operations at Snowshoe Resort and owns the Tigert Hotel in Elkins. Taylor, who sits on the West Virginia Tourism Board, says the Blennerhassett's history is exactly what drew him in.
Growing up I was a history major, and so I always gravitated towards the historical structures, and you look at this, the architecture of it, the tin roofs, the terrazzo flooring, you can't build that any longer.
Taylor's company owns and operates roughly 22 properties nationwide, many of them historic buildings restored under similar soft brand deals. He says the Blennerhassett will become part of Giovanni, the company's historic luxury brand. As for other changes to the Blennerhassett, Taylor says that for now the focus is behind the scenes.
We did know that we need to have to significantly upgrade the technology stack and the distribution channels so more people would know that the Blennerhassett was available to them.
Taylor says that every current employee is transferring over to the new ownership, and he expects only small incremental changes as the transition continues. Both Rector and Taylor say they share a goal that's guided the hotel for more than a century, keeping it a gathering place for the Parkersburg community. In Parkersburg, Chase Campbell, WTAP News.